Hi, welcome to my channel. So, without further ado, let's not waste time. Let's get painting. But before I do that, I just want to tell you that I've listed all the colors that I've used in this painting in the description below. So do check that out. So come on, grab your canvases, grab your paintbrushes and your paints, and let's get to. So I have a 10 by 12 inch canvas board on which I've roughly sketched out my flowers. Now what I'm going to do is paint in the sky. Let me show you the colors. I have cerulean blue, cyan blue and phthalo blue, and I have titanium white. So I'll take a bit of cerulean blue, a little bit of the cyan, a little bit of the phthalo, get some white, mix it up, and I've got a hog's hair brush which I like to use. I'll just roughly brush in the sky. I'll get it a little darker at the on top. So I've put some phthalo blue. Roughly brushing in the sky. I like brush marks to show in the sky. When I get down here, I'm going to make it a little darker, so I'm adding more phthalo blue, a little cyan too. These are very translucent colors, so I probably will have to put another layer, but let me see. So I've taken a smaller brush now, loaded it up with paint, and I'll get the edges in. Dipping my brush in a little water, loading it up again. I've used watercolor pencils to sketch out my flowers. I like to do that because watercolor pencil, the color just melts into the acrylic, water-based acrylic. Plus it creates some interesting shades when I do put in the acrylic paint, so I like it. Using an even smaller brush. This time it's a synthetic brush because I want these narrow areas. I want to cover up the narrow areas. Darker shade. There's a phthalo blue. Just mixing up my blues so I get a variation of colors. Get a little mix. Put little dabs here and there. Dip brush in water. Load more paint. It's okay if I overlap the stalk because I'll be painting the stalk over. So a little bit of overlap doesn't matter. Add some variations. That's the phthalo blue. A little bit of the cyan. The paint stops flowing, just dip your brush in some water and reload and paint. That's the cyan blue. Dipping my brush in some water. I'll list all the colors that I'm using in this painting in the description below, so do check it out. So now I've finished with the base layer of the background. So now I'll just wait for it to dry and then do whatever I want to. Let me see what I want to do. So the base coat is now more or less dry. So I'm going to put another layer. The same colors. I want my brush marks to show. I like a variation of colors in the sky. A little darker, that's the phthalo. Pick up more cerulean. That's why I like to use the hog's hair brush, because its rough bristles create these nice textures which I really love. So the second layer is done, and as you've seen, I've put dabs of blues, the 3 different blues that I have over here. And now I'm going to wait for this layer to dry up. Until I want to put in some clouds, a wispy cloudy effect on top, and then I'll get on to the flowers. So my second base coat is more or less dry. Yeah, it's slightly tacky, but it's alright. So now what I'm going to do is, I've got my blues, the cerulean blue and the cyan blue, plus I also have this is deep magenta, violet and light magenta, plus my titanium white. And also I've got this stencil brush. It's a hog's hair brush. It's round and flat on top. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to mix some of the blue and white, and I'll start dabbing in. Mostly cerulean blue. I'm not using the cyan right now. Sometimes I'm pressing hard, sometimes lightly. So when you press hard, you get more solid paint. Sometimes I'm using the side of the brush, sometimes the base of the brush. I don't always make clouds like this. I just thought I'd try out this brush, and it seems to be working fine. I use my regular hog's hair brush, but I thought I'd try out this one. Just dabbing the remaining paint in my brush, so I get a lighter cloudy effect here. Now I'll mix some of the deep magenta and get a purpley color, and I'm also mixing the violet, white, and I'll dab it in here and there. I need more color, creating pinkish clouds. I'll get some of the lighter magenta. Purple and blue, which are in my background, are the complementary colors of yellow. My flowers are going to be yellow. So these colors, when you put complementary colors, check out the color wheel, you'll get it on Google, and whatever color is opposite of any color is the complementary color. So when you juxtapose complementary colors, they create a nice effect. They make the colors pop. I'll get more white with a little bit of the purple color and dab it. Cloud formations. While I am doing mine randomly, you can source pictures of cloudy skies and follow the pattern. Some solid whites here and there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip in my small bristle brush, dip it in the blue because I think I've lost too much of the blue, and I'll just dab the blue in here and there. Sky holes through the clouds. So if you get in too much clouds, you can always correct it or work on it further to create more effects. Getting the darker blue, dabs of it here and there. Step back, look at the pattern and keep working on it. If you feel you need to add the clouds back again, you can always do that. I want lots of clouds. It's not exactly realistic, it's almost abstract, but I like this effect. Adding back a little bit of the magenta, mixed with the white, of course. Adding some blue mixed with white. You can paint clouds in many ways. This is just one way. Adding dabs of deep magenta and purple, the violet mix I have, and a little bit of the light magenta to the bottom, this lower side of the painting. Almost dry brushing it in really. Adding back some of the blues, cerulean blue and the cyan. I didn't wash my brush, so the magenta is still in my brush. I love working on the background. The background creates the stage for the main. Your main subject is the flower, of course. But the background is very important. You can keep playing with it until you get the desired effect. The main thing is to have fun while you're painting. Back to magenta, little dabs here and there. Creates depth. Because the bottom part, if it's a real scenery, this is actually a semi-abstract. But if it's a real scenery, the bottom part will have less light. So, darker colors. Step back and see what your effect is, and then keep working if you feel the need to. I do want some of the darker blue to peek in through the clouds. I think that creates a lovely effect. Random, really. So now I'll put the base coat of the flowers. So I have Yellow Deep, and this is also a Yellow Deep. They are from two brands, so that's why there's a huge color difference. I like the orangey tone of this, and I like the deep yellow of this. And this is Yellow Medium and Burnt Sienna. So let me mix the colors and put it in. So first of all, I'll start with the medium yellow. Very transparent colors. Yellows are very transparent colors, so I need lots of layers, at least 2 or 3 layers. I'm not adding white right now because I want the translucency to be there now. I'm adding some deep yellow with this petal. It's just the base coat. It's going to be very translucent. I'll have to wait for this coat to dry up. I'm using a filbert brush. It's number 4. This flower is in the background, so it's going to be basically not very detailed. Since I used an orange watercolor pencil, I'm getting orangey tones, which is nice. I like that effect. I'm getting the yellow deep here. I'm mixing the orangey yellow deep with a little bit of the burnt sienna and drawing in the stalk. As you can see, it's very translucent. The orangey yellow deep and the burnt sienna for this petal. Might as well add all the stalks since I have the color on my brush. Burnt sienna. I still have some of the burnt sienna on my brush, so it's creating these dark shade. Burnt sienna. Put the orangey yellow deep on this one to differentiate it from that flower. A little bit of burnt sienna here. Getting some burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and the orangey yellow deep. More burnt sienna. I want a smaller brush. Mixing the two yellow deeps. Getting some burnt sienna. Orangey yellow deep and the burnt sienna. I'm getting the orangey tone here. And then the lighter yellow deep. Mixing the burnt sienna and the orange yellow deep. Adding more burnt sienna here at the base. This is just the base coat. I'm not washing my brush. So there are a mixture of paints colors in it. That's burnt sienna. burnt sienna and the orangey yellow. So after I left it off since the last time, I left it off since yesterday, this is the next day that I'm coming back, I changed up things a little more. I've sort of made my petals a little more pointy. I removed the flower from here, I didn't like the composition at all. So I've made a half bud flower like thing, and I've sketched out a few more things, and let me get to it. And you can remove things. I just put the background blue and remove that flower that I had, and I put in this bud. So let's get painting now. I want to just paint in the bud. So I've got yellow medium, cadmium yellow medium. I sketched it out with my watercolor pencil, orange watercolor pencil. As usual, the yellow is very transparent, but that's all right. I'll be putting more layers. I'm adding some burnt sienna for the stalk. I've got some burnt umber. I'll just add a shade here. So I'll let that be for the moment, and let me get on to this main flower. I'm going to mix some lemon yellow with a little bit of white. A little bit of the yellow deep, which is an orangey color, which I'll streak on. Lemon yellow and white for this petal. Getting the cadmium yellow medium and streaking that in. Mixing the cadmium yellow medium, little lemon yellow, and a little bit of yellow deep, the orangey tone, for this flower, this petal. Lemon yellow, I haven't washed my brush, so all the yellows are mixing. Little bit of the deep, yellow deep, the orangey color. White and lemon yellow for the tip here. Lemon yellow and white. Lemon yellow and white. I'm just streaking it in, so I'm not covering up the underlying layer of paint. And I want to put some of the yellow medium here, as if the petal is bent there. Lemon yellow and white. A little bit here. I've mixed up some burnt sienna and the yellow deep. Mixing it up. I want to streak that in here. White and lemon yellow. Same here. I've mixed some burnt umber into it, burnt sienna, burnt umber and the yellow deep. And I want to just darken this up a little more. Little streaks here and there show variations of colors. Picked up the yellow deep. Cadmium yellow medium and the lemon yellow. Mixing some white. Adding some cadmium yellow deep. The burnt umber and the burnt sienna to give some darker shades here. Streaks of it. A little bit of the yellow deep. The burnt sienna and the burnt umber. Just want to stroke that in here. The burnt umber and the burnt sienna. Darken up this part a little bit. And then I'll pick up the yellow deep. I'll add a few streaks here and there. Little bit of the yellow color. Little bit white, lemon yellow. Burnt sienna. Lemon yellow and white. That's the cadmium yellow medium, little streaks here and there. I lost that edge, so I'm adding the burnt umber back there. A little bit of burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and umber. This part has become a little too dark, so just stroking in some yellow deep. Mixing up some white, little bit of the burnt sienna, white and a little yellow medium. I've added some more burnt sienna. Burnt sienna, burnt umber, a little white, more of burnt umber now. Adding some burnt sienna and white. Adding more white, edging it here. Just a streak of white and lemon yellow here. Lemon yellow. Mixing up the cadmium yellow deep and white. Picking up some burnt sienna, edging it here. Added some burnt umber. Getting him some of the yellow deep, that orangey color. Mixing up some cad yellow and the yellow deep, streaking that in. Lemon yellow and white. Getting in the yellow deep, the orangey yellow deep. Few strokes here and there. I haven't washed my brush. Wiping my brush, picking up the burnt sienna. I'm picking up some of the yellow deep, the orangey tone, and I'm going to stroke it in here. little bit of burnt sienna to show a shadow here, a very light shadow, because these petals are translucent. So this petal will be creating a shadow on this petal. Pick up some burnt umber and I want to darken this area as the petal is turned in that side. Pick up some yellow. I haven't washed my brush, so this is cad yellow medium. Streaks of yellows. The yellow medium, sorry, the yellow deep, the orangey yellow. And then back to the cadmium yellow medium. Wash my brush, wipe it. Picking up some lemon yellow and cad yellow deep, mixing together, and I'm going to stroke that in here. Keep stepping back and looking at what you can do, because when you're up close you can get lost. So once in a while it's good to step back and check what's happening. Lemon yellow here, I want to lighten up this area. Mixing up a little bit of the lemon yellow and a little bit of the titanium white to lighten up this area. Pick up more lemon yellow, mix it up. Same thing here. A little bit here. The top here. I want this petal to overlap here, so I'm picking up some lemon yellow and bringing it in front. Get a little bit of white and lemon yellow mix and get it in front here. Yeah. More lemon yellow. Streak of lemon yellow here, as if light is filtering in through. Picking up more lemon yellow. Little bit of the cadmium yellow deep. And then the yellow deep, the orangey yellow deep. I picked up some burnt umber and burnt sienna. I want to emphasize the edge of this petal. Burnt sienna, burnt umber. Barely touching the canvas, putting it on lightly. Same here, I want to emphasize the edge here. burnt sienna. Then I'll pick up the yellow deep, add a few streaks here and there. Burnt sienna, burnt umber. I want to emphasize this petal too. And then the yellow deep. Mixing some cad yellow medium. Just give a stroke here. And mix a little bit of white, cad yellow medium, little bit of white. I haven't washed my brush, so I've got my other colors mixed. Alright, let's go on to this flower. I'm going to pick up some cadmium yellow medium. I've increased the petal sizes here. I'm going to mix some white with it because it's very translucent, the yellow. So I need to increase the opacity. Cadmium yellow medium mixed with white. Yeah, turn your canvas around so that you can get more control. Picking up the yellow deep, the orangey yellow, streaking it in. Picking up some burnt sienna, deepening up this area. Burnt sienna and burnt umber. Burnt sienna and burnt umber. Pick up the cadmium yellow medium. I'll mix it with a little bit of white. Paint is not flowing, dipping my brush in a little bit of water. Picking up some burnt sienna. Burnt umber here. Wiping my brush, cad yellow medium. The burnt sienna. A little bit of the umber. Getting the yellow deep, the orangey color. That's the cadmium yellow medium. Mixing the burnt sienna and the yellow deep, the orangey yellow. creating a hollow kind of thing. Getting the yellow medium. Getting in the lemon yellow, stroking it in. Giving it a glowing kind of look. Burnt sienna, burnt umber. I want to emphasize this edge. I've taken a small round brush. Getting the yellow deep. Burnt sienna. Little of the cadmium yellow medium. Cadmium yellow medium. And put some of it here. Little bit of the yellow deep. Mixing the yellow deep with some burnt sienna. Burnt umber. I want to edge this here. Pick up some burnt sienna, some of the yellow deep, picking up some cadmium medium, and just 1 or 2 strokes here, as if it's catching the light from somewhere, maybe here. And then the burnt umber, I want to give it a sharper edge. Yeah, that's enough. Likewise here. I want to pick up some yellow and give it an edge here. Some lemon yellow, giving it some burnt sienna streaks. and then pick up the cadmium yellow. Switch my brush to a flat number 1 cadmium yellow medium. Cadmium yellow medium plus some white, little bit of white for the edge here, and then the yellow deep. Layers and layers. The yellow deep and cadmium yellow medium mix. I want to get some burnt sienna in on this one too. Slight streaks. And then this is the yellow deep and cadmium yellow mix. Mixing up burnt sienna with a little white. Adding more burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and the white. A little more white. Burnt sienna. Burnt umber and burnt sienna mix. Burnt umber. Burnt sienna, burnt umber mix. This one too. Picking up the yellow medium, mix it a little with the burnt sienna and give some streaks here. Burnt sienna. Yellow deep and cadmium yellow medium mix. Yellow deep and burnt sienna mix. Getting some lemon yellow and yellow medium. Lemon yellow. Burnt umber. Burnt sienna. Yellow medium. Taking lemon yellow, putting a few streaks at the edges, tips of the flowers. Picking up some yellow medium, working on this flower now. Yellow medium and lemon yellow mix. Mixing it with a little bit of white. I'm mixing the yellow deep. Yellow deep and yellow medium mix. Turning dark because I used watercolor pencil there. Going on to this flower, yellow medium. Yellow medium. I don't want to emphasize these flowers too much because the main focus has to be on that. Mixing some yellow medium and some white. Yellow medium deep and white mix. Just pure yellow medium deep. The paint is still wet, so it's mixing and creating this pinkish tones, which is nice. I'm getting some burnt sienna. Burnt umber. Putting some burnt sienna on the stalk. Cad yellow plus white. Yellow medium. Yellow deep and yellow medium mix. That's the watercolor pencil creating those dark shades, which is nice actually. Alright, let's go on to this flower. That's cadmium yellow medium. You need a smaller brush. I'll mix up cadmium yellow deep with a little bit of white.